Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I'm Alicia, and today's service is brought to you by the color orange and the number 4. All right, we have a lot of announcements to get through today, so we're going to have to skip the part of every week where I tell you word for word everything that happens in every Marvel movie ever. We're just going to have to get straight to the announcements, right? Welcome to our Sunday services streaming on multiple platforms. We are here on Zoom. If you're with us, welcome. We drop something in the chat and say hi. If you are not in Zoom, then you are watching us on YouTube or Facebook. Welcome there. If you're joining us in Zoom, then please stick around afterwards and get the password to join us for Talkback, which is where we all get together afterwards and talk about the sermon and offer our own perspectives. Go to Facebook and check out our previous sermons as well. We've got a bunch of them. Go. Oh, and you can sign up and get announcements whenever, or notifications whenever we have a new video. All right, this month we are exploring UUism, what it is, what we believe, what are we doing here? Today's sermon is Sarah Spencer. I'm really excited. Social Justice, Philosophy, and Practice. In addition to Sunday services, we have other ways to connect with UUCOC, including Facebook, Instagram, the eBlast, where you get all your news. Just go to oakcliffuu.org, and our new YouTube channel. Fun. A warm welcome to our new leadership, our board members, Johnny Chapman, our new board trustee, and Alice Kinsey on the endowment committee. Thank you so much for serving your church. Got a few extra thank yous this week. First of all, thank you to Paul and Jade for going and cleaning out the gutters. It's dirty work, but you did it, and we appreciate it. This church is going to look amazing when we all get to go back. Also, Kenneth and Rebecca, they went through and put up some new boards. Is there a picture right here? Look at that. Those cupboards were super packed. So if there isn't a picture, the cupboards were super packed with mugs because you have to have their coffee, and now they're all nicely organized, so thank you. Also, Kenneth is almost done rebuilding the playground. Y'all know it needed a lot of work, and he's doing it. My kids are so excited and can't wait to get back to it. But what he needs help with is final cleanup. So if you are willing and able to help, please contact Kenneth. Oh, and then y'all can figure out time to do it. He's flexible like that. If you're already helping the church, or you are one of these wonderful people who have been volunteering, then please be sure to log your volunteer hours so that we can translate that into funding for the church. Pledge Fest 2020. Fill out your pledge form. It's not just financials, it's time and talent. Any way that you can donate your time, talent, funds to the church, much appreciated. We need those every year. So if you already filled it out last year, just go do it again here. Here's my card. If you are helping out the church, then there are several ways that you can donate beyond time and talent. Of course, we already talked about. Go to oakcliffuu.org/donate. Amazon Smile if you're using Amazon, iGive if you're using anything else online, and our new text to give option, which everybody loves. If this is your first time here, or you've been here a couple of times, welcome. We love having new people around. Go to our guest book, oakcliffuu.org/guest. Tell us how you got here. Worship ministry needs help putting the service together. If you can donate a little bit of your time every week to helping this happen, then thank you. Please contact Jasmine, Stacy. Also, if you want to preach, we're about to start a new theme, which is based on UUA's Spirit and Practice series. If you're interested in taking the pulpit for one of these topics, contact Jasmine. And if you want more information on the curriculum, visit, watch this, uua.org/re/tapestry/adults/practice, or just Google UUA Spirit Practice. It's the very first thing that comes up. Let me check that card real quick. Okay. Member anniversary, and this is a really good one. I mean, they're all really good. I get excited every week. Okay, this week is Paul Fucelli. Yes, it's only been a year. Can you believe it? I can't even imagine this church without him. Not only is he treasurer, but he's cleaned our gutters. I mean, seriously, thank you, Paul. That's it. I got through it all. I stumbled through some of it. Please forgive me. It's a weird world we live in. I will try to do better next week. Anyway, happy Sunday, everybody.
Good morning and welcome to our service at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Oak Cliff. Even though we are not physically together this morning, we are gathered in spiritual community to be called to our better selves. If this is your first time at a UU church, know that in the words of Andrea Lerner, our faith is not interested in saving your soul. We're here to help you unfold the awesome soul you already have.
May the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, Spirit of love, compassion, and forgiveness.
And now in Spanish. Que esta luz que ahora encendemos nos inspire a usar nuestros dones y poderes para sanar y no para herir, para ayudar y no para impedir, para bendecir y no para maldecir, para servirte a ti, espíritu de amor, compasión y perdón.
It is said that ministers are here to comfort the afflicted and to afflict the comfortable. I say that we are all afflicted and we are all comfortable. May our time together this morning be a comfort and a confrontation. May we here find peace in times of tumult. May we here invite tumult into our lives of peace. May we here find calm in times of restlessness. May we here allow restlessness to evolve into action. Let this be the place you consider what you've never considered. Let this be the place you imagine for yourself something new and unthinkable. May this hour bring dreams of new ways of being in the world. Come, let us worship together.
Please join me as we affirm our covenant to one another. Because we love one another, we honor each individual's spiritual journey. We celebrate life's abundance in service to each other, our community, and the world. We connect with each other in love, respect, and acceptance. Thus do we covenant together. And now in Spanish. Porque nos amamos uno al otro, honramos el viaje espiritual de cada individuo. Celebramos la abundancia de la vida en el servicio a entre sí, nuestra comunidad y el mundo. Ponemos en contacto a unos con otros en el amor, respeto y acepción, así que hacemos pacto.
You are not alone with your sorrows, just as I am not alone with mine. Our covenant of right relations makes this so. You and I are bound by our promise to commune. In community, the burden of a heavy heart is shared. A burden shared is a burden lightened. At this time, we invite you to publicly post your sorrows and prayer requests to the Zoom chat or send them to our Facebook Messenger.
When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love.
This Sunday, like every Sunday, we affirm our promise to one another. Our promise makes clear the call to celebrate. For that, which brings you joy, makes you grateful, brings you peace. We, your sacred community, celebrate. We celebrate together and magnify joy, heighten gratitude, and spread ever-increasing peace. Please share your joys publicly in post the Zoom chat or send those to our Facebook Messenger or speak those aloud.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart of the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
To prepare our minds for this talk, I'd like to share these words by William F. Schultz. This is the mission of our faith, to teach the fragile art of hospitality, to revere both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to witness to all that we must hold the whole world in our hands. I firmly believe that we go to church to prepare ourselves to be the kindness that is needed in the other parts of our lives. Social justice is one of the reasons I was first drawn to Unitarian Universalism. There is pain in this world that we inflict upon each other, pain that need not exist. Social justice is how we stand up against that pain and speak out for people's freedom, equality, and right to a good quality of life. There is talk of adding social justice as Unitarian Universalist's 8th principle, and I agree that it should be introduced only after one has deeply planted and abundantly cultivated the preceding 7 principles inside one's heart and mind. A person who wants to help others must truly believe in the inherent worth and dignity of every person, not just those we already love, and not just those who have been kind to us or who can repay us. All humans deserve to be fought for and protected because of their inherent worth and dignity. It doesn't matter if I know them or if we are similar in any way. Social justice gets tricky because we can argue over what should be against the law or what is a fair punishment of breaking various laws. But that is why judges and juries are supposed to carefully consider each case, which is an example of our 2nd principle: justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. Sometimes social justice, in light of the 3rd principle, is acknowledging that someone has done wrong, but that the same person can do better, and deciding how to best encourage them to be more beneficial to society. That is the embodiment of accepting one another and encouraging others to grow spiritually, intellectually, emotionally, and in maturity. The 4th principle is absolutely vital to social justice. We must exercise a free and responsible search for truth and meaning in regards to the harm being done in this world, and when determining how to best solve those problems. How we accomplished something 50 years ago may not still be the best solution today. In fact, in retrospect, we may realize how the previous solution did not help us reach the goal we had first hoped. The quest for social justice is never stagnant, and if we find ourselves acting repetitively, we need to reevaluate our feelings, thoughts, and actions to see if we need to improve. We have to put a ton of effort into making sure we learn the facts of the situations we are trying to help so that we can actually offer any substantial aid. Otherwise, we may just hinder the process or waste time and other resources. The 5th principle is the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process within our congregations and in society at large. I interpret the right of conscience to mean that we are not merely logical beings, but we also have morals. Someone merely logical could say, "It is my instinct to procreate, so it is logical for me to fulfill that goal by any means possible." Morals interject that sex partners must be an appropriate age and give consent. Morals are the heart and wisdom added to logic. We have a right to not go against our conscience, even if a law is telling us to do so. Therefore, we strive for social justice despite the overt and hidden systemic racism embedded within U.S. society. For instance, if we're told to report undocumented residents so they can be deported, we can choose to befriend the undocumented residents and encourage them to live a safe, healthy, and hopefully prosperous life here. We understand that in order for social justice to be gained and to not merely be a wish amongst us, we must vote in elections to promote the change of laws and systems. We also affirm everyone's voice in our church community by encouraging everyone to vote upon our congregational matters. We inspire church members to speak out in public by admonishing their shared thoughts during our secluded time together. Social justice cannot happen if people are afraid to speak up or to defy laws, yet we are not lawless, destructive rebels. We adhere to the 6th principle, the goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. Sometimes conflict must be stirred up in order to attain peace, liberty, and justice. Peace is not a passive acceptance of unfair, detrimental laws and practices. Thus far, I have only spoken about people, But there are also animals, plants, and vital environments that humans sometimes destroy. So we must fight for, speak up for, and protect them too. Therefore, when anyone is tending to the flora, fauna, land, and water of this earth, they are honoring and living out our seventh principle. It seems that when we understand and embrace the 7 Unitarian Universalist principles, we cannot help but be spurred to social justice action. Our beliefs are not meant to merely warm our hearts. We don't gather together to spend time relishing an imaginary world where everything is perfect. Social justice is the natural and appropriate reaction to wanting our 7 principles to become realities, not just comforting ideas. Our church encourages social change through being an openly accepting organization. We put up Black Lives Matter and standing on the side of love signs on our buildings to let the surrounding community know that we are actively working towards being anti-racists and that we embrace the LGBTQIA populations. Right now, our church is having discussions over the book White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo to acknowledge our prejudices and see how we can stop being defensive, own our mistakes, and be open to improving our relationships with people of color. Although we will never completely be rid of our prejudices or mistakes, since the thoughts are so entrenched in our society, we can still lend our voices to the fight for truly respecting and giving equality to people of color. Do not wait until you are completely without fault to begin advocating for others, but take the time to realize your intentions and motivations before you do anything. Sometimes we try to do good things for the wrong reasons, and that usually causes more harm. Changing our motivations and correcting our negative impulses are part of the necessary work of social justice. We cannot simply say something is logically wrong, because later we may find a reason around that logic. We must be moved by our conscience. We have to be firm and consistent in our morals. Social justice is an extremely daunting task because realistically, we can never really attain our ideals. At least not alone, and certainly not quickly. Sometimes it may even seem that as soon as we have gained a freedom or some sense of security, it is quickly lost. Here are some suggestions. Pick no more than 3 causes that you feel fervently for, that you are willing to devote time, years, decades, to constantly learning about and to attending committee and city council meetings about, and that you're willing to put a lot of time, effort, and money into. I personally can only handle one thing at a time, but if it's difficult to pick just one, certainly do not exceed 3, or you won't accomplish much, if anything. Next, research and pick one organization that goes with each of your causes. Again, there are so many organizations, and most of them are really good. But in order to make any significant headway, just work with one. You may find that one organization is partnered with other organizations, which is smart. That is how things are accomplished more efficiently and effectively. That means they have more manpower, more resources, and more clout, all of which are needed to get the job done, especially when talking with government officials on any level. The next step is hard for me. You have to read all of the emails or magazines that the organizations send you so you can stay up to date on current legislation and any issues happening right now. Otherwise, you won't know exactly how to help. Then pick your niche for how you will contribute. Maybe you can do a combination of things, but put thought into the one thing you will always do. Give money, sign petitions and pass them on, vote, send letters to political leaders, educate others about the issues, brainstorm solutions, research effectiveness of those solutions, protest, fundraise, make signs, or provide water bottles to protesters. You may end up doing all of that and more by the time you leave this earth, but make a promise to yourself that you will pick one of those things and do it every time they need you to and that you possibly can. Social justice is a lifetime commitment. That being said, of course, life changes and then you have to reevaluate exactly how you will help, but focus right now on something you will be able to contribute for a lengthy amount of time. Causes depend on reliability, so be reliable. Lastly, do not be overtaken with anxiety. Remember that you are only one person and you cannot control any of the over 7.5 billion people who are alive right now. You've been given one small corner of this world to tend to, and you are not alone in this endeavor. You can only do what you can do, and your example will inspire others to do what they can as well. Little by little, slowly, we can make progress and we can right some of the wrongs in this world. Continue your self-care practices so you can maintain productive energy for social justice throughout your lifespan. Educate yourself about the situations that have gotten more positive due to the hard work of social justice. Listen to the success stories and use them to fuel you forward. This difficult effort is not in vain. Persistence is key. In closing, I want to share these words by Wayne B. Arneson. Take courage, friends. The way is often hard, the path is never clear, and the stakes are very high. Take courage, for deep down there is another truth. You are not alone.
One more step, we will take one more step, till there is peace for us and everyone will take one more step. One more word, we will say one more word, till every word is heard by everyone. We'll say one more word. One more prayer, we will say one more prayer, till every prayer is shared by everyone. We'll say one more prayer. One more song, we will sing one more song, till every song is sung by everyone. We'll sing one more song.
Let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and hope, for we are now the keepers of the dream. To make an offering or your pledge, please go to oakcliffuu.org/donate and follow the links. Thank you.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. De ti yo recibo, a ti te doy. Así compartimos y vivimos hoy. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. De ti yo recibo, a ti te doy. Así compartimos y vivimos hoy.
Departure by Robin F. Gray. As we prepare to depart, may we give voice to these hopes. May we know ourselves bound in community, even while we are apart. May a passion for justice burn in our lives. May we carry the light of compassion in our hearts and in every interaction. May we be whole in our devotion to truth and always carry the lamp of peace before us.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón hasta que estemos juntos otra vez.